Dusttale is one of the most notorious and famous Undertale AU ever. I mean, the idea is extremely interesting. A Sans who remembers all the resets and wants to kill the child. But because he is too weak, which I already made a video about, he needs to kill every monster underground, even his own brother. But how did it all started? Well, this AU was created by a Korean Tumblr blog called Dusttale, which first post showed Sans killing Frisk in a brutal way. And since then, the AU became popular and popular. But because of his popularity, many canon facts were lost, like the fact that everyone calls Dust Sans Dust, even though Dust isn't his original name. His original name is Murder Sans, but it is okay to call him Dust. Another misconception is that his bones are purple, which isn't the case. They are still white. The only reason why his eyes are purple is because of the combination of his usual blue eye and his newly found determination. The creator stated that there are many endings to the Dusttale AU, like the Abandoning ending, where Sans kills the human but is now all alone. Then there's the Infinity Loop ending, which is a loop where Sans doesn't remember that he already killed everyone and does everything the same over and over again. And then there's the Disbelief ending. The human resets and promises to never do it again, but Sans doesn't believe him. For more Dusttale related facts, please subscribe and ring the bell and like the video, as well as write down in the comments what you want to know next about Dusttale Sans. More facts about Dusttale Sans. Many fanarts show Dusttale Sans, aka Murder Sans, to wear a papyrus scarf, but in the original this isn't the case. In fact, he never wore the scarf. He rather hides it in front of the human, as well as many weapons and equipment, so that the human can't use the sentimental and effective weapon against him. Speaking of fashion choice, most of the time Killer is wearing his hoodie up. So why is that the case? There are three reasons to this. Number one, he doesn't want to show himself in front of his friends, to the player and himself. Most likely because he is ashamed of himself. Reason number two, he doesn't want dust to get into his eyes. And reason number three, which is the most interesting reason, is because of the singing monster, Shireen, which sings in a genocide wrong about a hooded figure who watches from afar. The personality of Dusttale Sans is an interesting concept. You see, Dusttale Sans is still the normal Sans, but because of all the sins that Sans has committed, he sees himself as a mad berserker. And because of this mindset, he started to hate himself for enjoying the killing of the human and the monsters. But due to the fact that this proves to himself and the human that he is no longer the toy of the human and has free will, he starts to enjoy this freedom that he never felt before. It is also important to note that the increasing of level of violence also makes him madder and madder. But because of his guilt that he feels for enjoying all of this, he wants to take responsibility for his actions. So he pays the bill by Grillbees. He helps Frisk to free other universes from the human and brings the surviving monster from his universe to the Omega timeline, which is a safe haven for genocides run survivor. Many of you are most likely confused. Why the bloody hell would Sans help a Frisk? Well, to answer this question, you need to watch my next video, so make sure to like and subscribe to be up to date for this next video.
More facts about Dusttale Sans. He will not attack others from us, but he won't hesitate to defend himself if he is being attacked. He's not too friendly or hostile to many Sanses, as well as other humans, even to it must be stated when the human does something his human did, this human will have a bad time. Inkor or Dream tried to help Dust many times to find his peace, but Dust always declined due to he believed that he is not worth of happiness. He hates any Sans that trust their human after what they did or any murders like him. Hates that he understands them and feels sad for them. In my last video, we talked about how Dust reacted to the other version of himself and Frisk, but today we want to find out how he would react to the Undertale ship France. To keep it short, if he sees a version of himself dating the human, he is shocked and rather disgusted, but he doesn't try to put them apart by killing one of them, but he wants them not to trust the human and remedies them, as in their human have resets a lot of times and will do it again if they are bored. On his journey, he also meet different version of his brother and himself. For example, he meet once Disbelief Papyrus and he feels bad for him. He also meet Killer Sans, which he started to hate with a passion due to he killed everyone not to stop the human, but to experience some fun.
Everyone believes that Dusttale is a freely part of the bad time trio who loves going around awe and kill everyone around. Even to this is the so-called head canon fact. This I sent the canon fact. In fact, Nightmare, the leader of this trio, forced Murder out as Timeline to join his bad squad, as Murder will refuse it and fight to the death, but will fail. And even worse, he needs to work together with a guy he hates as much as the human, which is Killer Sans. The reason of why he hates Killer Sans is because unlike him, Killer killed everyone out of pure fun and wish of wanting something new. The only guy he actually likes like. I rather respect his higher sense. Higher sense, like Dustin's sense, which situation came about because of the human action. The only thing that makes them not best friends forever is the fact that Hara hates that murder killed his brother.